It's not about how good the deal is. It's about how much they like you. I've seen Kendall work. He's giving them information, but he's getting the customer to like him really, really quickly. You're very good at that. Has anyone given you a referral that didn't like you?
No.
Okay, so it's important. Okay, so number one, more important than what you're selling is how much they like you, right? And your connection with them. The second thing is you have to be honest. If you have given them even 1% in their mind that you might not be honest, or you might BS your way through a question where you didn't know the answer, they might be okay with it because they're already down the road, but they're not going to introduce you to their friends.
It's true.
Yeah, if they like you, they'll talk to you. If they trust you, they'll buy from you. The third thing is you have to get good at what you're doing, right? They need to have confidence in you, but more importantly, you have to be comfortable enough with talking about this with customers, with new people, explaining it, answer the questions, overcoming objections. The better you are at your craft, whatever it is you're selling, the better chance that you have to actually be competent enough and just put yourself in a position to where you can be setting them up, right? I think that there's 3 ways that you can get referrals. So number 1 is just ask, right? At the end of your interaction, you're like, hey, the best way I work is through referral. I mean, you can come up with a good line, but the chances of getting that, if you haven't been setting them up for it, is not as high as if you had been prepping them for that question, right? So best way, if you're new at this especially, is just ask. The second way is to ask them questions, kind of like the one we said, like, oh, how long have you been in this industry? Oh, you probably know a lot of business owners. Or if they're new, oh, well, there's probably a lot of people in this industry that have helped you out that it'd be nice to repay them, huh? Or whatever, right? You kind of set them up that way. The third way, and the best people I've ever seen at it, is you were asking for that referral from the second you met them, right? Yep. So there's a saying I love is, you can lead a horse to water, but you
can't force him to drink.
Can't make him drink, but you can salt the haystack. All right. So if throughout the sale you're salting the haystack, if you're preparing them, the best people at referrals rarely have to ask for them. Kendall, how often do business owners actually bring up, hey, could you do this for my friends?
Almost every single time.
Yeah.
By the time when it comes to asking, it's not so much an asking thing. It's by the time you're done, they normally will be like, hey, this was an awesome process. Like, I have my mother or my father-in-law or my friend that owns a business. Like, could you do the same thing for them? And so it's a pretty cool thing.
The 3 things you can do is be honest, be likable, right? And know your craft, be knowledgeable, right? And actually be knowledgeable. And then the 3 ways, the worst but still effective way is just ask. The next best is kind of set them up and then ask. But really the best way is do such a good job and be setting them up the whole time to where they're offering it at the end. And when people watch you, they probably don't realize that that's what you're doing the whole time. But that's why Kendall's so good at getting referrals. And I've seen him do it, and it's great, right? It's awesome. So anyways.